The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA High-Res Arena is sponsored by The following broadcast is an official production of the Faulkner Sports Network.
So Creed is able to take 1, 2. I think he's going to go down. No.
Like a phantom of the night, he's gone.
Wow, he did that so well.
All right, so lots of util being used right now. Raptor Claw kind of hiding behind screen there.
Oh, and able to get 2, but now they know exactly where he is.
But he's
and
still able to
3.
get the third one down.
And get a defuse.
Now it's just down to
1-2.
CornPop. Oh, they were able to take
got
the ball.
it.
Wow. Creed is just going on a tear right now because just like that, they're dropped down to one person.
That's it.
And we take a flawless win. We
That
didn't lose a
was-
single person that round.
But CornPop waiting.
There it is. Yeah, he did. And 2 kills, that CornPop. He's a bad man. Runs with some bad boys.
All right, and welcome in, folks. Thank you so much for being with us here for our coverage of CounterStrike 2. Faulkner tonight is going to be playing Texas A&M in round 1 of the playoffs. This is their first ever playoff appearance, so they did really well this year. Were able to come up with a couple wins, and that qualified them to get into the playoffs. So they're going to be playing Texas A&M. You may remember that they've actually already played Texas A&M this year. So we played them in the regular season, but we're going to be meeting them again at the playoffs, and the team has a big advantage this time. The last time we played the Aggies, Jeep was not here. He got violently ill right before the game and unfortunately could not participate. So now the team will actually be at full strength, and we will be very interested to see how the Eagles fare against the Aggies when they're at their full strength. So this should be a really interesting game. We got the guys in Regitar USA High-Res Arena right now. So why don't we go ahead and get ready to meet our players.
Playing AWP, the captain, CornPop, Cole Armstrong. Playing lurker, the lieutenant, Potato Dawg, Brock Eckenrod. The rifler, Roslyn, Ross Franklin. The entry fragger, Sniper Mike Jr., Mike Johnston. The Opper, Soke King, James Jeep Duer.
And we're back. And a wild Titus has spawned. That's interesting. How you doing, Titus?
Doing good.
Yeah, this is Titus King, my broadcast partner. We had a little mix-up. He didn't realize he was actually doing commentary tonight. Kind of forgot about that one, didn't you, Titus?
Yeah, I had not looked at the Discord to see if I was doing commentary for this week.
Well, see, the funny thing is that I assumed you knew, not only because I put it in the Discord, but also because you were hanging around earlier, and I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, Titus is hanging around. He's the only one left other than Cooper because he's doing broadcast, but apparently that was not the case. I wish I had said something to you earlier because you left like, what, 2 minutes before we cleared everything out?
Yeah.
So
I looked at my phone. I saw 3 minutes. I went, 3 minutes? So I went and checked the Discord. I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we are glad to have you, Titus King, here, of course, for our playoff round against the Texas A&M Aggies. And let's go ahead and take a look inside Regitar USA High-Res Arena. Wait, what? Oh. I thought we were having some kind of technical issue. Sorry about that. But, yeah, you can see over there we got Brock and Ross. Ross, you know, that dude seems to always be chill. Doesn't let things get to him, just kind of chilled out there in the corner. And, of course, Brock Eckenrod right next to him. You can tell that they're ready to go. And then over on the other side of the arena, we got our man Jeep over there in the top right-hand corner. We got CornPop in the middle. And on the left, we got big old Sniper Mike Jr. ready to... What's that, Titus? Oh, you're putting your keys up. I was like, what is that noise? Sorry, the audience probably couldn't hear that. But anyway, so yeah, the guys are there. They're ready to go. They're excited. They're getting their Face-It set up right now because I can actually see their PC screens from where we are. And it looks like they are pretty much raring and ready to go. So we will get into some gameplay here very shortly. Since they already have their Facebook lobby set up, and that is like 9/10 of the stress in the early game is before you actually get in the game, seeing if Face-It will work.
That's a coin flip.
I don't know if you know this, but Face-It actually is going to be adding Overwatch 2 soon.
So Overwatch can experience our pain.
Right. So we'll have some people that know the struggle of playing with Face-It.
Although that does mean Overwatch gets both Face-It and a terrible spectating mode.
Ooh, yeah. But I will say this. In Face-It's defense, they do, even though they're frustrating as all get out to deal with, like when you're actually playing in it, your Face-It matchups are way better.
Oh, yeah. You're not hacking with Face-It on.
Yeah, well, I mean, not just that. Like, it's just better to play in that than it is in comp because they do a better job of, like, pitting you against players you are actually roughly comparable to in skill. Of course, that doesn't matter tonight because we're not doing that based on skill. We're just matched up with whoever the league tells us to play, and we're perfectly fine with that too.
Yep.
But yeah, so we will be getting into the everything here soon. And tell you what, since this is the playoffs, why don't we go ahead and take a look at our bracket, just get a sense of what's going on, and we'll give you an update on how everything is going. Yeah, you can see there, that is the CounterStrike 2, so this is the Hybrid 4 conference. And this is what we're doing. So you see there, we've got Embry-Riddle, Clemson. These are, you may notice, these are 6 of the 8 teams. They took the top 6 that we played in the regular season. And so tonight, there at the bottom, it's going to be us versus Texas A&M. And if we are able to be victorious here tonight, which I hope we are, it will be us versus Bearcats. So that'll be fun. It'll be us versus
the bottom
Cincinnati.
Of the map.
Oh, well, that's on the practice. The audience isn't seeing that. But yeah, so that will resolve itself whenever everybody jumps into the server because the reason it's doing that is right now there's nobody in there. So if you are like spectating on Face-It and there's no one in the lobby, it's real fun because during delay, you'll just be like looking through different environments and whatnot. So if nothing else, it can help you with getting your setups and your lanes, you know, later on. But
it's
anyway,
like Overwatch's spectator mode.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
that was fun figuring out.
I feel for you, Titus. I really do. I hate Overwatch's spectator mode.
The minute I found out Shift made you go fast.
Yeah, that was a lot better. Although I will say this, again, I don't know why I'm apologizing for Face-It in Overwatch tonight, but in Overwatch's defense, they've actually made some improvements on the spectator mode recently,
Really?
and it has gotten better. Like, you are able to go into spectate mode and watch somebody's point of view, and you're able to do it with, like, full knowledge of who has ult, who doesn't. You're able to see the HP bars.
That's a lot better.
So it's 1,000 times better than it used to be. So, yeah, if you want, Cooper, you can go ahead and put in the auto direct there. And it should be functioning now. But anyway. Well, I say that, maybe not. But because we're not able to see the interface from the player, but just leave it as it is for now. I'm sure it'll fix itself whenever it gets into the play. You can bring it back to us for now. They're just doing warm-ups. Well, I am correct on that, right, Titus?
I don't know.
I can't tell. Yeah, they're in warm-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, we couldn't see the warm-up indicator. But anyway. All right, yeah, so we will be getting underway in, well, I guess they could ready earlier than this, but they've got about 3 minutes left, and then once they do decide to go ahead and jump in game, that will give us roughly 2 to 2.5 minutes worth, because they tend to put us on at least a 2.5 minute delay, because of course each round is a minute 50 seconds, and then you also have the extra potential 30 seconds for bombs, so that's kind of where we are now. But we will be getting into this in a second. And like I said, one of the big things that's going to be different here with this Texas A&M team, Texas A&M is a very good team. They have one player in particular that is far more skilled than the others, and I'm not throwing shade at the other players or saying they're not good, because they are. I'm just saying that they have one player in particular that is ridiculously good. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's face at like 7 or 8. But anyway, so we'll be getting underway here in a second, and
They have a player that keeps opening containers.
so we'll have to watch out for him. And another thing too with this Texas A&M team, they're a very coordinated team. They are not a super aggressive team, which can be a little deceptive. You'd think like aggressive teams are harder to deal with, but actually the thing about aggressive teams is because they're aggressive, sometimes they can move too quick and make mistakes. And so sometimes a patient team is actually a lot harder to deal with.
Yeah.
Because you get antsy and you're like, you don't know what they're about to do. And so usually I actually have a harder time playing the more patient teams than the aggressive teams. But yeah, they're just kind of goofing off right now, still in the warm up. But the guys, you can tell they're ready to go in there. And we should be getting underway here before too long. And I will say this too, just as a bit of commentary on the situation and the conditions on the ground tonight. I do feel bad for the guys because it is hot as the dickens up here. And it seems like the air conditioner just insists on going out whenever we have a playoff game.
Yes.
Actually, you know what it really is, Titus? It's because this is right around the time of year that it starts getting really, really hot in Alabama. And because of that, the AC can't keep up because it's basically been on, low mode all winter. So because of that, we're kind of stuck in a situation where the AC tends to go out around this time of year. We do usually get it fixed, but like almost every year we have this problem. So
I mean, it's almost hot all year round, but specifically hotter.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it got up into the 80s this week. And I'm not talking about like weather. The 80, 81. I'm talking about like 85. One day
perfect weather right there.
No, Titus, see, this is why people make fun of you for being a woman. Because you're cold like a woman all the time.
It's not my fault this arena's kept at like below 20.
It's not just the arena. You've had this problem since before you were on the eSports team.
Ironically, I only ever wore hoodies like around places when I came to Faulkner.
Yeah, that is actually really funny though.
Before I wore shorts and short sleeve shirts all year round, almost.
You should go back to that. That's normal. Like,
well, Faulkner keeps all their classes freezing cold.
It's to keep you awake. But anyway, no, we're just picking with Titus.
At my job, it's cold too. So.
Oh, is it really? I would think that it would be really warm in there.
Around the grill and all that, yes.
Okay.
But away from it, it's cold.
Yeah. Well, we can't tell people where you work. That would because they're not a sponsor. But
yeah,
he works at a place where they serve food. I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
And I'm sure that no one in the audience can figure out where he works.
No, not at all.
We're very good at keeping it a secret. So, but speaking of that, we actually do have a sponsor.
Oh, really?
For the fall. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but Corsair.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, so Corsair is going to be sponsoring us, Elgato specifically, which is one of their branches. And they're really cool because they make the Stream Deck and they make our brand new teleprompter that you're seeing right there, which is super fancy and super cool. So we can.
Have we got it to work yet?
No, the teleprompter I haven't gotten to work yet because I still have to run some wire. Which I haven't got around to, and frankly, I don't have time to do in the middle of playoffs.
That's fair.
But we do have that, and then we also have on the other side of that, we have the Stream Deck, which I don't think I've shown you, but I was showing Cooper earlier, and he saw
the thing with the buttons, right?
Yeah, it's the thing with the buttons. So Cooper saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So all the producers have gotten really excited about it, and they should. Like, it's super convenient. It's a really cool little gadget that helps make your production easier. So if you have producers or you are a producer or you're just like a content creator, Stream Deck is a great product. We highly recommend it. And that's not actually a paid ad because their ad campaign won't start until the fall because they came in really late in the semester. But just a heads up to everybody, you know, that is going to be happening. So I gave them just like a free plug.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we are, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like they're about to get the game started with Knife Round. So we won't be able to go to that right away because, again, there is a little delay on that. But we should be getting underway here in just a second. And
Ooh, Inferno.
But yeah, we are doing an Inferno first, which is going to be fun. And I usually don't take a drink on screen just because it's typically like, you know, it's not a great look, but it is really, really warm in this studio. So riveting broadcasting there. But that's why I'm a professional. All right, so the guys are taunting somebody. I don't know who, but it looks like, and again, I can't say too much because I can actually see their screens in real time. But I don't want to give anything away. But right now they're just in Knife Round, so that's all I'll say.
It looks like they're still in warm-up because I can see the little bar on the screen.
Oh, you're right. They are in warm-up because you look over at Ross's screen over there, and he's got a gun. So obviously that is not Knife Round. So I think they...
Unless he hacked it in.
Maybe their game went down, and they had to, join another server or something because they were already in warm-up.
Yeah, because... Cole did send a new IP address.
Yeah, I saw that, and then Cooper just gave us the thumbs up, so it looks like that is what happened. But, well, tell you what, while we're waiting, let's talk about some upcoming events. So the next event that we have on our docket is Super Smash Bros. Blue. That is going to be on Monday. So this is the last game of the week. There will be no more broadcasts after today. I know normally we do CounterStrike on Friday. Texas A&M requested to do it on Thursday instead. So here we are. We're on Thursday. So Smash Bros. Blue, that's going to be on Monday, April the 7th, and that is at 6 p.m. against Miami-Dade College, so it's going to be us versus the Sharks. And another really cool thing is directly after that, we have, technically it's scheduled at 7:30 now, but we're working on getting that moved a little bit later to give the blue team time to finish up.
Yeah.
But with the Smash Bros. White team, they're actually scheduled for 7:30 against ASU. So we might have an in-person playoff game here in Regitar USA High.
Oh, they're going to come here?
Well, it will either be they come here or we go there.
Yeah, because I know they came here last time.
They did, so they may opt to go there. But here's the thing: since it's a playoff game, they may opt to come here because
they don't have a
stream set up. So they may want to have a record of them being in playoffs. And to their credit, they are really good. Like ASU has gotten a lot better this semester. And their A team, which is the one that we're playing, like their varsity, they, it was close, but they gave white team enough to be able to beat them. And honestly, like blue team, still they give them a run for their money. So like the ASU team's very, very good. And they're a 4 seed in the tournament this year, which Faulkner Blue's a 2 seed. So not quite as high as us, but still really, really respectable. So that should be a really good game to see ASU come here or go there, either way. If they, and that's kind of the reason I brought it up on the broadcast schedule. If they're here, obviously that game will be at 8 o'clock. If we are away, we'll either not have a game or we'll work out a deal with ASU to stream the game from there.
Gotcha.
Which I could just take my laptop and my capture card and try to stream it that way.
Like you did at the Biscuits game.
Right, exactly. Which at the Biscuits game we actually recorded but didn't stream because the internet was bad. But at ASU they'll actually have an internet.
Internet and a lot of noise.
Yep. So there you are. We got that coming up hopefully pretty soon. And then the next CounterStrike game will be on Friday, April the 11th at 7:30 versus the University of Cincinnati Bearcats, if, of course, we win tonight, because it's a single elimination playoff. So if we lose tonight, then our season's over. And then if we're able to win tonight, we take on Cincinnati next week. So it would be really cool to be able to take them on, win this win, and get our first playoff victory.
Did Brock change his name again?
Probably. That boy changes his name like I changed my shirt. So.
Oh, wait. Well, there's still chicken. That's Brock. Who's I Love Brock mom? Is that Ross?
Is that on our team?
Yes.
How much you want to bet that's Ross?
That's got to be Ross.
That's gotta be
Tom
Ross.
and CornPop and.
Well, I say that. I could see Jeep doing that too.
Well, Tom 1 is Jeep.
Oh.
And then you have Chicken.
So he changed his
Sniper
name
Mike.
too.
Sniper Mike Jr. and CornPop. So those were all taken. It's got to be Ross.
Wild. Okay, so you'll see we're done with knife round. We're set up here. And yeah, I guess Ross has changed his name to I Love Brock Mom. Not Brock's mom, Brock Mom. So I guess Brock as a mom is the one he loves. The mother version of Brock. So CornPop trying to make some long distance snipes from the start of Mexico.
I mean, if anyone can do it, it's him.
It is. But that's not good because we let our bomb man go in first. And then bomb man died. So now they've got bomb. Okay, so Faulkner was able to make a little bit of a comeback there and at least get 1 kill, but not a great start for the Eagles, losing that first pistol round. Now they're going to have to face guys that it looks like we've got Texas A&M buying some rifles. Okay, and we've got Dooley here. Just waiting, and Syndrome's got his lane set up. Oh, Syndrome able to get 2 very quick headshot kills. That's a really good position where you're just waiting for heads to pop up over the stair. CornPop able to sneakily take 1 from Mexico. Oh, and he goes down. CornPop is taken down by Syndrome through window.
I'm guessing that's probably the really good player.
Syndrome?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he certainly looked at that one. I honestly don't remember which one of them it is. Let's see, I want to say it is Syndrome, though. Got turtles here. Trying to, it looks like they're doing a full banana rush. No, actually, if you look at the map, they are making a 3-man banana rush, but they're swinging around the back trying to be sneaky, and Brock gets a kill. So now they're going to be kind of stuck at an impasse because they don't know what direction they're coming from. Oh, unfortunately, Syndrome very wisely decides to watch apps and is able to get the kill. CornPop able to get 1 along with Sniper Mike. So now we're down to a 1v2. And it is just Sniper Mike left. Can he get bomb down? He's able to put the smoke there to give himself some cover. Oh, and right before the bomb goes down, man, if he'd at least got the plant, he would have at least got the money from it, even if it didn't wind up helping him in the long run. But man, that sucks.
I guess they threw a grenade to get rid of smoke.
I don't know what happened there, but he should have been covered with smoke. I mean, I guess it's possible he just made a lucky shot, but a lucky shot like that through smoke, that doesn't seem likely.
No. Probably had a grenade to disperse the smoke.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, so they're setting up their defense on banana. Throwing up some smokes there. Syndrome is kind of holding A all by himself. I mean, yeah, he has guys back there, but they're playing way back to make it easier for him to rotate. So if the guys could take out Syndrome or just get, you know, sort of rush A, they'd be in good shape here. Yeah, and able to get a quick kill on CornPop. Tom's able to get a kill from window. And he's going to molly this off to give himself cover. Oh, but he mollied in the wrong direction.
And there's just someone just waiting right behind him.
Yep, that's why you clear your corners. course, honestly, even if he had turned around at that point, like as soon as that guy saw him turning around, he would have taken a shot. So you can kind of chalk it up to just him guessing wrong as well. Which, to be fair, like, Jeep did try to molly off the one that was most likely to be occupied because it's the one that's closest to the CT spawn. All right, he's able to kill CornPop there. Yeah, CornPop will do this a lot where he'll hold either A or B by himself and then let the team rush the other side. But this time he actually led the charge and just got popped. It's a real shame.
CornPop got popped.
Yes. He is a bad dude, but he's not an invincible dude.
Ooh, and then there goes I Love Rock Mom.
Yep. Well, Texas A&M off to a hot start here. And that's the thing about, especially if you watch competitive CounterStrike, it's gotten so swingy that if you win pistol round, it's much easier to win your following rounds.
Yeah.
And typically what happens is, it doesn't mean that if you win pistol round, you're going to win the whole thing, but you usually take at least a round or two to kind of start mounting a comeback. And it looks like the guys here have decided to go for a full buy round here. Almost everyone has rifles. And they're going to try an approach on A. You do have one guy sticking back there to try to cover Banana. But yeah, the other team has figured out it's an A rush. Duly able to take out Ross.
There goes Brock.
Yep. So they're just waiting out the smoke here. Tom knows that there's people back there. He just didn't know what direction they were coming from. Oh, man. Just came around the door at the wrong time. He did a right angle peek, and that's just in CounterStrike. That's not what you want. All right. Yeah, he caught him trying to sneak through Mexico. CornPop is ready to go. Oh, and immediately CornPop goes down with a really kind of ridiculous rifle snipe there.
Yeah, they tried to smoke it off, but like apparently the smoke just didn't go off in time for when he went around.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw that shot, I was like, man, how'd they get op so early? They didn't have op. He just got a really good shot with a rifle. Okay, so he's just... Ross goes down with him just firing wildly into smoke, but, you know, when you're at low HP, sometimes that works. Chicken down to 7 HP and is not able to do much here. They're both stuck at the mouth of Banana. Sniper Mike does get one, but goes down, unfortunately, for his trouble.
See, I'm okay with him killing chickens, but not our chicken.
Yes. Chicken, I'm fine with killing. Chicken, as in Brock, no. All right, the terrorists have called a timeout. Man, you know, that would be so interesting if this is how it worked in, like, actual warfare. Like, you're in the middle of a battle, and, you know, with the redcoats and the colonials, and the redcoats like, wait, timeout. We're going to take 2 minutes, talk some strategy. We'll be back in a second. Can you imagine that? The Brits get back to their...
Wars were won with a 5v5.
Right. So it would be more efficient and cause less death. The Brits go back to their guys and their lines like, all right, does anybody have any ideas about how we can beat these guys? And one guy raises his hand. We could try not wearing red and marching in a straight line. That's a terrible idea. What's wrong with you? I don't know. It seems to make us easy targets. Oh, man, he's going to destroy that chicken.
Is he going to kill it?
They're all
staring at that chicken.
Yes.
They're hungry.
That chicken is dead.
Coach is like, wait, can we pan back over to the other team real quick?
No, leave it alone. You know that chicken just got lit up the second that the timer went off. Somebody's gunning for that Colonel Lord. Oh, wow. Yep. Syndrome. Syndrome is just a crazy AWPer.
I want to see a 1v1 between him and CornPop.
Oh, man. That actually would be fun.
Our agreement for op at mid.
Just a random piece of wood flying down the stairs. What was that?
It looked like a picture.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Wait, did one of the pictures go flying off the wall?
Maybe.
I didn't know they did that.
I didn't know that. Oh, man. Yeah, so they knew that Op was still alive and he was still somewhere at A, but they weren't sure where. So it was smart for them to drop bomb and let... I think that was Tom that actually scoped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Tom peeked and then got scoped immediately, but now at least they know where the AWP is. CornPop slipping through Mexico. Don't like that strategy. It's a terrible strategy. No one should do it. It's illegal.
Put a wall there.
It's terrible. It's awful. We're going to build a wall in Mexico. Yeah, unfortunately, Faulkner not really able to mount a offensive that works for them here. CornPop's going to play with the bomb for a little bit.
You can play with the bomb?
You can play with the bomb now. They added that.
I want to play with the bomb.
You can spin it like a basketball. All right, for any of our viewers, please don't clip that soundbite and like use it to get us in trouble. We love America, in case anyone's wondering. Oh, wow. Did you see that double takedown there? With turtles? That was just insane. Now, granted, they were already weakened from having to walk through the molly, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bomb is down, so...
It's definitely not slow like a turtle.
No. Yeah, unfortunately... I'm not saying that there was something he should have done differently there, because he had to do something. If bomb's down, you gotta do something to peak.
Yeah.
But because of when he peaked, like, there's just not much you can do there.
No, that was a molly on their side. Oh.
All right, here goes Archaea. Nice.
Making it a 3v4.
Yep. All right. Still at a disadvantage, but they have one guy that's super low. They can win this if they play it right. They're going to group up at the beginning of Banana. They have two guys on A, so they should be able to take sight here. Careful, Dawg. Check your corners. Okay, well, they were able to still take sight. Can they get the plan off before the guys rotate? One's coming from Banana, one's coming from Spawn. And one of them Syndrome with Op. Guys are going to have to play back here. But Op is not nearly as strong when attacking, primarily for defense. Oh, and Tom's able to take down the Op. Nice! And Faulkner gets the win.
We needed it.
Yes. Attaboy, Tom.
Now one of y'all go pick up the op, please.
Whose real name is Jeep, whose real name is James.
That we know of.
That we know of.
That might be his middle name.
That might be his pseudonym he got from the Witness Protection Program. We don't know.
I swear his name just changes every week.
But at least he doesn't love Brock's mom.
Except for it's not Brock's mom. It's Brock as a mom.
Brock mom, yes. Brock in his maternal capacity. loves that Geodude. We're taking it to a weird place. Yeah, so unfortunately, Syndrome's able to get some revenge for that last round. Yeah, this is the trouble with letting...
Turtle just shot his teammate.
Oh.
To be fair, you
say
saw a
he's
guy.
a little slow.
To be fair, you just see a person in front of you right outside of smoke.
Yep. Well,
It's
and
understandable.
We just saw Chicken take down Zillith. So now we're back to a tie, 2-2. Syndrome is waiting at the top of that stair, but it doesn't look like the team's taking the bait. They may try to do a B rotate here.
It would make the most sense.
They have another guy waiting right at the mouth of Banana, so like they're not going to be able to slip by unnoticed. But if they're able to kill him real quickly, because it is two on one, if they're able to kill him real quickly and then rush to Banana, they can take sight. That's not going to happen. But oh, he knows where he is. Run, run, Chicken. Chicken run. They should make a movie about that. Don't look at me like that, Titus. The audience can't see it anyway.
It's almost like there is a movie.
Almost. Okay, so he's going to come through church. Watch church. Oh. Come on, Chicken. Oh, man. Did he no-scope him? Yeah,
I don't know.
He's got plenty of time, even if he didn't have kit. But see, that's a real great indication of why that's so like you can't let them get that far ahead, because even after they took down Syndrome in the last round, they had enough money to just buy up again anyway.
Yep.
And that really makes it difficult when you just like, it doesn't seem like even the victories, like they're just so far ahead that it's hard to climb out of that hole.
Someone used to play this game a lot. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Although it looks like they actually have Turtles on op this time. Oh, they have both ops. Okay, so yeah, they got Syndrome and Turtles on ops. And op, this is a very op-friendly map.
Yeah.
I would say only Mirage is more op-friendly. Maybe Overpass, but I don't even think Overpass would make that argument. All right, what a shot by Brock. Or not Brock, the guy who loves Brock, Ross.
I'm gonna need the story behind that name.
I'm sure there is one. All right, well, Archaea is able to get a quick kill there, but he does give away his position. Unfortunately... Oh! Okay,
You killed my friend, I kill you.
Yes, there was a trade there. Oh, no, I think he missed it. Yeah. And then I Love Brock Mom goes down. Why, Ross? Why?
You think they did that just so that way we would have to say it?
I don't think that's the reason, but if we
This
found
is
out...
Ross and Brock we're talking about.
If after the match we found out that was the reason, it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
I don't think that was it. I'm sure that Ross did it as a joke to Brock, but...
Next we're gonna have I Love Ross Mom.
After that, I love all moms.
You know, with how much they talk about, like...
Oh, wow! Look at that. Turtle's able to take out Sniper Mike Jr. What were you saying, Titus?
With how much they, like, talk about, like, CornPop, how good he is at the game, I'm surprised we haven't got I Just Love CornPop as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Next team is just CornPop 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, we had a year, and this was before you were on the team, where as a reaction to CornPop's name being CornPop, another player on the CounterStrike team named himself Biden's bodyguard. So I thought that was clever, but I actually would have gone with dog-faced pony soldier. That was another one the former president liked to use. Okay, so on pistol round, Texas A&M able to come through Banana in a big way. And it looks like they're down to a 5v1, but oh my gosh, look at that. That's rotten luck from Faulkner's side, because look, almost every player they have is below 50. And so it's just one of those things where you did plenty of damage, but just weren't able to get the kill. And that puts us at match point. Eagle's gonna have to pull off something pretty special in order to make this happen. Can you imagine if we won 11 straight rounds here and made it to...
That would be insane.
Yes. And I'm here for the insanity. Okay, so a good molly by the team, able to make them back off. Because remember, we know they're all in banana, but they don't know they're all in banana. They probably do now. Nice. Ross and CornPop keeping them down. And he comes out of smoke to get a couple of kills there. So now it's down to a 2v2. They're probably going to have to retake here because I imagine, well, they're not quite on site yet. Oh, yeah, they are. I'm sorry. So they're going to plant all the way over here next to Coffin. And Syndrome is able to get a shot there. Unfortunately, that means Chicken goes down. And we're down to one man. Tom, it is up to you, buddy.
A man in a dream.
That dream died. Well, unfortunately, that means that Texas A&M does take round one. So, there we are. Faulkner unable to get the victory. Don't know why we're going to a commercial break here, but pay attention, Cooper.
Cooper's like, y'all talked enough.
You had one job. No, I'm kidding. But no,
Disappointment.
We're here. No, Cooper's doing a great job, especially since we threw the whole, like, learning the stream deck and everything on him literally, like, 5 minutes before the broadcast started. So.
Hey, we did that with his first production also.
That's true. Cooper is, he's of the trial
He's really
by
got
fire.
the short end of the stick with production every time.
Short. Anyway.
No, that would be Connor.
That's true. Connor is the shortest producer. There's no question about that.
Wait, is Liz taller?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure.
This is like 5'3", I think.
Oh, okay.
Connor's like 5'2".
Not my budge.
Yeah, so it's like they're pretty much the same height. But anyway. All right, well, that's going to do it for that round. I think the guys are going to go ahead and get into the next round pretty quickly. I was actually going to say we might want to go to a break, but I don't think so. It looks like they're jumping right into warm-ups. So we'll still keep it here for a few seconds while Cooper's getting everything set up and they're getting their warm-ups done. But you know, we'll just be hanging out here until the next one starts, and it looks like they are going to be on Mirage. All right, so we got a Mirage. I will say, even though I had a real hard time in that last round, we have gotten picks on maps that we're pretty good at.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine that what happened is we picked first, and so what CornPop wanted to do was give us Inferno first, and then they picked Mirage, which we're good at Mirage, but and so I'm glad we actually got Mirage, but then they picked Mirage, and then we probably picked Nuke as our third.
Definitely.
Now, the only exception to that, like where I could be wrong, is if they banned Nuke, which they could have done. But if they didn't,
I don't know who bans Nuke.
Not many people, because I would have said me.
Oh, they got disconnected.
Oh. Normally, I would have said me as for who would have banned Nuke. But the reason that I wouldn't say that is because now Anubis is competitive, so Anubis definitely would be banned.
So it's Train.
Train is banned in competitive?
No, I think it's allowed in competitive.
Oh, yeah, it is allowed in competitive. That's
I
why
would
was
ban
confused. Yeah, you don't like Train. That's true. I don't like Train either.
It's confusing.
But I don't dislike it as much as I dislike Anubis.
Well, it's confusing to me just because it's so new.
Right.
Well, it's old and new.
Yes. It's a reimagined classic, let's say.
But I never played old CS. I only played CS2.
That's true. I've only played...
Well, no. I played at the very end of CS.
That's true, you did. CSGO was, like, on its way out when you started. I played a lot of CSGO.
I played a little bit with Brandon, and then I was like, I don't think this is the team for me.
And then you wound up on it anyway.
And then I wound up on it anyway.
Funny. And you probably said something similar about League of Legends.
Oh, CS2, CSGO, I was like, I'll play it from time to time, like Overwatch, but it's not the game for me. Now, League of Legends, I was like, I will never play that game a day in my life.
It's funny, the things we say.
And I'm now the same. I'm like almost the same level as Josh.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because granted, Josh is not, you know, a player that's been around for a long time either, but
he had a whole semester of League before me.
He had a whole semester lead on you, and you're still, like, climbing up the ranks. So
I'm 2 levels behind him.
All right, so it looks like we're in knife round right now, so they'll decide that here in just a second. And
it is getting hot in here.
It is hot in here. So should be populating here in a second. We've got about a minute warm up, and then we'll be underway. So one thing that they really need to do differently, because granted, and this is unfortunate, because we were terrorist like the whole time, we saw very little of their terrorist strategy. But one of the things that I think, and there's not really a great strategy around it. First of all, those guys were way better at setting up their shots than we were, but that's to be expected because they were playing CTs. You're playing defensively. So one of the things we're just going to have to counter is maybe do some unorthodox thing and be better with our util, because we need to be aware of the fact that they're going to be setting up those shots and then use the util as a way to counter that. So, like, for example, one of the things they did a lot with us is whenever we were in apps, they would slip into apps and play forward and then just catch our heads as soon as they popped up on the staircase. And so that is a situation where, okay, if they're doing that, you don't have to not go up staircase. What you need to do is smoke off the top of staircase so that when your head does pop up, they can't see it. So that's the kind of thing that we need, those sort of adjustments that we need to make. And this time it looks like we're starting off as terrorists yet again. So going to be more T versus CT with Faulkner.
It was funny as the game was first starting.
Yep.
They were like joking around with each other, like putting in slash cheats for fun.
Yep.
Even though it doesn't do anything, it was just like the joking with each other. I was just reading it. It's hilarious.
Yep. Okay, so Faulkner a little behind here, but still a 2v3. And they are taken down at sight. A shame they probably could have planted there if given a little more time, but yeah, winning pistol round is so much bigger deal now than it used to be. Because used to, winning pistol round was like a nice little bonus, but it didn't really mean anything because the rule game started once rifles happened. But now, because of the money difference, it makes such a huge deal about, because if you don't win pistol round, you're probably going to be playing with pistols or low guns for your second round, which you're probably going to lose, which means it's almost inevitable that if you lose pistol round, you lose 3 rounds.
You know what should have been the first giveaway that I Love Brock Mom was Ross?
What?
The fancy knives.
You know what? You're right, and that's on me for not noticing that earlier. All right, so we do have a nice exchange there. We traded, and we are going to get a plant here on A site. Unfortunately, that means everybody's rotating, and they're going to be able to get there. Look at, man, Arkea's having just a whale of a round, able to get 4 kills and is about to get the defuse. That dude's going to be rolling in money.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
And rolling their eyes because I'm so wide and nerdy. What?
Definition of me and you.
You mean distinction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. English is stupid.
I say this as someone who speaks, well, 3 different languages now. Yes, English is very stupid.
I'm going to try to start learning Spanish.
Nice. Or bien. Me gusta.
Or at least try to learn it.
It's a romantic language. All right, so we've got the double util throw there. Gonna make a push-up A ramp. And a push-up palace. Now, I know that didn't happen quite ideally, but the strategy actually was very good, and the coordination was excellent because it kept everybody watching a ramp while they snuck through Palace. So that wound up working out really well, actually.
Ooh.
Oh, unfortunately, CornPop goes down immediately. Oh. For a second, I thought that was an M10. I was like, how's he getting shotgun shots out of an M10?
What is that gun?
It's like a mini shotgun.
I've never seen that gun before.
I don't think I have either.
Like, he has a viable option. Did they add new guns?
That's not one I've seen, though.
I got questions for the CS2 team after this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because first it was the Rattlesnake's pistol,
Yeah.
and now a mini shotgun. We really are just putting any weapon we want in this game.
I think one gun they should add to the game, like as a novelty thing, is the Bond Arms shotgun Derringer. You ever seen one of those? It only has 2 shots in it, but it fires 20 gauge shotgun shells out of a Derringer.
So Graves' gun from League of Legends.
Basically.
He carries around a giant shotgun that only has 2 shots.
Well, no, see, this is a Derringer, so it's about that big.
Oh.
So it's like a pocket pistol, and it only has 2 shots in it.
Okay, so it's a pistol version of Graves' gun.
Exactly.
I tried him for the first time a few days ago.
So yeah, they got stuck behind island there, and there was really just nothing they could do. So now it is all down to the captain. And there he is! See, it's funny because I actually saw CornPop through his eyes, but he didn't, so I don't know what happened there.
They got it.
Yeah, unfortunately weren't able to win that, but CornPop found himself in a 1v4 and still managed to get 2 kills. That is no small feat.
I find it funny, like, you know, most other champions in League of Legends, they have, like, fancy weapon, like knives and magic and stuff like that. But you have a couple of people with, like, guns like Caitlyn and MF. And you got Graves who just shows up with a giant shotgun with 2 shots only that he has to reload in battle.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna see Chicken's gonna try to toss this molly, but dies for it. Probably could have thrown that from behind island and gotten similar results. So I think the guys need to just shy away. When you've got oppers as good as Syndrome and Turtles, I just don't think going mid if you don't have a competing op or have a really solid mid.
Especially if you don't get it blocked off first.
Yeah, like you can do a mid run if you smoke off Sniper's Nest, but if Sniper's Nest is not smoked and you're playing a team with oppers that are that good, you just do not need to run a mid play.
Try to slow push A.
Yep.
Oh no, we're being B.
Well, they're slow pushing B on this side, but it looks like they have 2 guys waiting. Yep, they're going to try to catch him flanking. This is actually a really smart play. Yeah, but he caught by surprise. It is unfortunate because sometimes, because you can see the X-ray, you forget that they can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice
man.
shot by Chicken.
Dude, that is such a hard shot to make. Tom goes down, unfortunately. And now they have moved op to Catwalk. They only have 1 left, and he's all the way back on A site.
You got this, Mike.
Mike does not have this.
I shouldn't have spoken.
You commentators cursed Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
You couldn't just let the man cook.
I buy you a milkshake to make up for it.
I could go for a milkshake right now. I'm very hungry.
So am I.
I ate it like, well, It was more like 12:30, but I had a meeting for recruiting for a couple of new recruits today, so I haven't eaten since like 12:30 today.
See, I ate just a few hours ago, but that's also the only thing I've eaten today.
Well, also, you're a bottomless pit, so you eat a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
By the way, nice shot by Tom. That's a really nice use over there. Oh!
Man.
See, that was a smart move, keeping them divided between Connector and Palace. Like, that's good coordination, but unfortunately, they had enough guys there that it just
Did
didn't
he
matter.
catch his elbow?
I don't know. So Faulkner now down 7-0. This is where we make our comeback.
Ooh. I like that skin for that gun.
So does Brock's mom.
I'm a fan of the blue. I love blue's my favorite color, so
Yes. See, I like silver.
that's fair. Did that smoke grenade just not go off?
I think it was a decoy.
Oh.
That would be so bad if some of your smoke grenades could be duds.
I didn't hear anything from it.
Oh, did you not? Maybe it wasn't.
Be like real life where your stuff has potential to be duds.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
And your game could jam in real life. In the game, your gun could jam randomly.
Oh, please no. Because I like the AK, and as far as rifle goes, it's one of the ones most likely to jam.
Ain't gotta worry about an op jamming.
No? It's a single shot bolt action. That doesn't jam. Yeah, they're gonna have plenty of time to defuse, unfortunately.
Because he bought a diffuser. He's not a loser.
Yeah, but he would have had time to defuse even without it.
That's true.
But you're right, he was not, in fact, a loser.
Wait, is that the porcelain skin that Josh would want?
I don't know. So they're gonna try a B push here, it looks like. And this is really good because it looks like they're blowing most of their util on mid. CornPop, oh man, what a play by Chicken. So CornPop is slipping up through tunnels. Unfortunately, just caught him looking the other direction. That's why I tell people don't slow play. Oh, nice shot by Ross. He's able to take some off of one and get two, but now they've got op against them, so they're going to have to be more careful.
Yeah, but then they got someone coming up right behind. Dang.
Yep, and the flank is successful, which means that they're down to just one guy, and it's CornPop who's hiding out in markets. They have no idea where he is. All right, CornPop's going to have to move now. They know where he is.
Fortunately, bomb is up in apartments.
Yeah. So they're just going to wait on bomb, which is what they should do at this point. Yeah, I hate that the camera was switching when that happened because we didn't actually get to see his lineup there. Oh, Tom has the Block 19. Or, sorry, the Block 18. One of my favorite pistols. It's fun for the whole family. Ages 8 and up. I really wish we could get a gun sponsor. Like Walther, or Heckler & Koch, or Smith & Wesson, or Glock, or something like that. That'd be awesome.
Fortunately, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, I understand why, like, the AK-47 is not going to happen. It's like, made by Russia. The Russian government.
Also, I don't see Faulkner taking to that very well.
Oh, Faulkner would love it. All right, so we get the plant here with Brock. He's gonna, oh, that did not end well for us.
Nope.
But Tom is able to get a kill here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're both so low. He killed his teammate.
Yes, I saw that.
It'd be so funny if he'd mistimed it.
Yeah, it would be really fun. How dumb would it's like when you're watching football, when you'll have a guy crossing the end zone and like in celebration he throws down the ball or spikes or whatever, but like he does it a yard shy.
Right before he goes over the line.
Yeah, so it goes from like being a touchdown to a fumble.
Yes. I saw one where he did that and the other team recovered it and ran it all the way back.
Yes, I've seen one of those. Those are really funny when that happens.
You know he got benched.
Oh yeah, and that's why you tell your team, like, even if the dude is, you know, 5-10 yards ahead of you and there's no chance of catching him, don't stop running, because there's always a chance he just does something dumb at some point and then you have the football.
Yep. And, you know, sometimes you just trip over your own feet.
That does happen. There was a running back at Auburn a few years ago, and dude was fast as lightning, but he had this bad habit of just tripping every once in a while. And so, like, it wouldn't happen that often, but occasionally there would just be, like, no player within 12 yards of him, and all of a sudden he just falls. Like, got nothing but green grass in front of him, and just slips and
Dang.
drops, and, you know. Now, I don't remember fumbling doing that, but... All right, so nice play for Brock, able to win that one-on-one. And going to throw some util to try to flush out any potential spots, but unfortunately he does have... I will say this about this team, they love hiding under arches.
Oh, yeah.
Like, arches is one of their favorite spots, apparently. You're going to try to get up on top of Van here.
Although, the thing is, our bomb's at 8.
Yep. Yeah, the thing is, Van is a good vantage point to get people all the way down and catch him, but it also leaves you super vulnerable. Like, there is no cover up there. Ooh! Chicken able to get a very nice kill on Duer, who was sitting on $1. You Bluegrass fans, all 3 of you out there will... Okay, so they have the defusal, but he keeps... Yeah, he tried to make enough noise to where they were not comfortable defusing, but unfortunately with a 3v1, that's just impossible.
Yeah, and a diffuser kit.
Yep. Which at this point, they've got such a massive econ advantage, you know.
This team loves their skins just as much as Ross does.
They do. They're on board for it.
And what a shot by Turtle.
Uh-huh. Tom's going to try to slip through tunnels. Now, obviously, again, they can't see the x-rays, but it would have been really nice if Tom had just held on for a second longer watching them come through apps and caught him, but he's going through tunnels. Maybe he can catch somebody here. They know he's in tunnels.
Gets
What?
him,
Wow! Tom able to survive that first shot. And able to take down, was that Syndrome?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, they still got one more up.
Syndrome. The S is for Syndrome, not Sitter.
A very quiet game right now.
Yeah, everybody's being patient, waiting.
Random grenade and kills Tom.
Wow.
I don't even think he knew anyone was there.
Sometimes you just throw where you think people probably are.
Kobe. He's sitting.
Yes, I see that now. Okay. I was wondering what you're talking about, and then I looked down at chat. All right, so we are at match point. Faulkner would have to make up all 12 rounds here in order to come. And I do love Ross's pistol there with the dragon art on it. It's pretty cool.
That's how we get stuff in the CS2.
Yep.
Dragon skins.
Man, if you could actually have dragon skin in CS2, you'd be so busted. People would have to kill you with a knife.
They add a sword.
Then I can play.
The Dragon Slayer.
So, Ross able to get 2 kills in short fashion.
And then Turtles follows up with his own 2 kills.
And CornPop's able to take 1. Bomb is down, but it's a 2v2 to see if the guys can do this. He does have dualies. Oh, but Tom's able to win the 1v1. So now it's 2-1. It's now 1-1.
Oh.
Unfortunately, CornPop guessed wrong. I think he was thinking he was going to peek from the other side. And there you have it. Unfortunately, Faulkner goes down 13-0 in that second round. Really rough one for them. But that is going to be it for us this evening. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here in just a second. Unfortunately, Faulkner does lose that one 2-0, and that means their season does end tonight. So not the result that you wanted. Obviously, would have loved to have been able to go to the second round of playoffs, but man, what an accomplishment from this team making the playoffs for the first time, and really applaud their efforts here tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment for the post-game show.
Preparing leaders for the River region and beyond, Faulkner University's Harris College of Business is distinctively different, focusing on ethics and character development in the classroom, and building ethical foundations with our new Ethics Institute. Living the mission of Faulkner University to glorify God through education of the whole person, emphasizing integrity of character in a caring Christian environment where every individual matters every day.
As a student at the Harris College of Business, I saw firsthand the mission of Faulkner University. My professors there not only taught me, but they also mentored me. They encouraged me. They cared for me. They instilled character and integrity into me. I mattered every day. That mission hasn't changed. Harris College of Business continues to provide its students with the tools they need to succeed in today's business world.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
We live in the information age where you either use a computer or you get left behind. Are you ready for your future? Faulkner's computer science program is your gateway to a leading-edge career with purpose.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
At Faulkner, there are many kind and knowledgeable people that are eager to help you prepare for the future.
In the U.S., there are predicted to be over 400,000 job openings each year for computer specialists with median wages well above average. What you learn at Faulkner will give you control of what your future looks like. Our faculty has an average of 16 years of industrial experience and is ready to navigate you to a bright future as a computer scientist. Come join us at Faulkner University. Your future is worth it.
And we are back. Thank you so much for being with us here for the post-game show. CounterStrike 2 coming off of a very hard-fought but unfortunate loss against the Aggies tonight. Texas A&M is able to defeat Faulkner by a score of 2-0. But to talk to us a little bit about the game, grant us some insight, we've got the potato dog himself, Brock Eckenrod. So welcome into the program, Brock.
Thank you. Thank you.
So did want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that were going on there. Obviously, this team extremely well prepared, knew what they were doing, knew what they were getting into. They had a play style that very directly countered ours. And I just wanted to ask, like, going into this, what were some of the things that you noticed that were kind of falling short on to them? What was the secret to their success there?
Well, very firstly, they had 3 people we'd never seen before.
Yeah,
they came out with a new roster. I don't know if that's the right word, but they had people that we'd never seen before, never played against.
Right.
And so immediately we were kind of thrown off by that because we studied our film. We watched our previous game and we're like, okay, this is what we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Come out with 3 new people, and that's not what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so it was a little tough having to adapt. We spent the first game adapting to their like extremely aggressive play style. They'd use their util and push up on it immediately and leave us no room to do anything. And so that got us killed because we try and play passive. We play off picks. We do what we have to do.
Right.
But their super aggro play style just kind of countered that because we were sitting there waiting for something to be done, and they were just like, well, if they're going to wait, we're going to take advantage of that, and we're just going to surprise them.
Yeah, and it's funny because you mentioned that. I was actually saying before the game even started, when Titus and I were just kind of talking about like what to expect, said, this is a team that doesn't play super aggressive. They kind of like to sit back and wait. Because in the last game, that's what they
exactly
did.
What they did. We got killed last game for being aggro. And then this game, we get punished for being patient. So.
Yeah, so it was an unfortunate situation where they just kind of did the opposite of what you guys were expecting and having 3 completely different players. Now, they did have one player different on our side because, of course, like I said, Jeep got sick and I had to fill in. So we did have a little bit of an advantage there, but having them switch out 3 people, that makes it just a completely different team.
It does. You have... Like, we knew Archaea and we knew Syndrome. Syndrome was their designated opper, so there wasn't much there. Archaea is their IGL, I'm assuming. But the other 3, we'd never seen, so we had nothing on them. Like, we didn't know what they were. Support, riflers, flanks.
Well, now, one thing we've seen before, and I think we actually saw this last year in Smash Bros. And this does happen from time to time, especially when you're dealing with a larger school like Texas A&M. Or no, it was League of Legends that we saw this. So League of Legends, we got into the playoffs, and it was a team that we had played before, 5 completely different players. Like, it was literally the entire team was different. And what happens sometimes at the larger schools is they will make a smaller they'll make like a lower ranked team and they'll put like a couple of their best players on the lower ranked teams so that it gives their younger players a chance to, work with them and see what it takes to be better at the higher levels. But then when the playoffs happen, they just switch out all of their good players so that they can sort of steamroll through the championship. I don't love the tactic just as, because it kind of does defeat the spirit of the playoffs. But at the same time, like, I understand from a coaching perspective why they sometimes do that. And it just kind of sucks for the teams that, don't have big budgets and big rosters and can't really do that kind of stuff. But yeah, so exactly what you're talking about, I can see why that would be so difficult. One thing that I did notice too is we actually got maps that we tend to be pretty good on. But one problem we seem to have is, especially with 2 really good oppers, we also got 2 extremely op-friendly maps, and that became a real problem.
Yeah. And one of the things, they just recently updated Banana. It is now, I think, it's wider. Where the barrels are, instead of being a half wall, it's now a full wall. And so mollies and stuff like that, little like lineups are hard. Like we were talking about that before the game. We're like, yeah, our lineups don't work. And the other team was even telling us, they were like, yeah, we have to relearn our lineups.
Yeah.
Because there's, I think, 3 or 4 that go on to B site that you throw from a very specific spot. But since it's wider, you know, you're shifted a little bit when you get into that spot. So we were like, And we tend, like, some of us really don't like Mirage. It's a very CT-sided map. You just kind of sit back and wait for them to push because they have 4 different spots that they can come from, essentially. Right. And, you know, that falls on us. We say we don't like the map, but we should have taken the time to be like, hey, let's go learn it. You know, because in the beginning of the year, that's what we did. We learned Mirage. We're like, yeah, we love Mirage. And then the more and more we played it, we were like, yeah, this is very not in our favor for half of the game.
Yep.
And so we just kind of put it on the back burner. We played it when we had to play it. We learned it when we had to learn it, but we should have prioritized it because it is a very good map. It is a very good map.
Well, I will say this about making the adjustment to Banana. That is one thing that is sort of a uniquely esports problem, because in a lot of other traditional sports, like, you know, they do make adjustments. For example, Major League Baseball a couple seasons ago actually made the bases wider. And they added the ghost runner rule and the pitch clock rule and all that stuff. So there were some adjustments, but they make them between seasons. Yeah. Like when the game updates and something's changed, doesn't matter if you're mid-season. Like you don't have the option of defaulting back to the old one. You just have to play it out. Yeah. And so that does become very difficult. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, definitely some problems there. But I wanted to talk to you about this, especially since this is the end of the season. No more CounterStrike games for the last of the season. Makes me very sad. We'll have to wait until September to play CounterStrike again. But, you know, you're a freshman, brand new to this team. Not only are you new to this team because you're a freshman, you didn't even come on until December. And that's true of 4 of the 5 guys here. I think it's a fantastic testament to how resilient and how good you guys are that you were able to take 4 completely new players and make it into get a couple wins and make it into the playoffs for the first time in program history. What do you have to say to that? Like, what's your reaction?
It's from where we started and where we are now. It's a huge testament to just what happens when you have good morale. What happens when you have, you know, just a good leader, someone that can take somebody and mold them into something great. Yes. And that's what Cole's done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cole is a phenomenal person on and off the esports team. I love Cole as a person. We have classes together, and he's just a great guy. And his knowledge of the game is insane. And I'm just glad that, you know, he's been able to pass that knowledge down to us and so on and so forth whenever that time comes.
Well, and Brock, you'll affirm this for those of you watching at home. I'm your head coach, but you'll be the first to admit, like, your improvement in the game, it ain't because of me.
No shade, coach. But
yes, no, it's okay.
No shade.
It's all right. I know of it. But, yeah, I think that's absolutely, you hit the nail on the head. Like, the fact that Cole is able to just come into a situation like that where he's literally the only returner and take 4 guys on the team and be able to coalesce them together and pull them together in order to accomplish something like this. Literally in the span of about a month he had to prepare before the season started. I mean, it's just a testament to not only his ability as a player, but also his ability as a leader.
Yeah, like that. And most of us, I know me, Ross, and Jeep, we've played this game before. We played CSGO, and I played, I can't remember. It was like Operation Zero or something like that.
Right.
But that was years ago. The only time we started playing this game was when we were asked to join the team. Like, Ross asked me to play the game and try out so that I could join the team so we could have a team. And that was the same thing we asked for Jeep. We were like, hey, Jeep, come play this game with us.
Yeah, we didn't get Jeep's eligibility in until, like, the day before the first game.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough, but we made it work.
You've got 4 brand new players, not only to the team, but to the game in general. And I think it speaks very loudly of where we've been able to go with that.
Absolutely.
Like, if you'd have told me at the very beginning of the semester, before, like, we even had practice and stuff like that, I was going to join the CS2 team and we were going to go to the playoffs, I'd have laughed in your face. And
I would have too. And I say that as your coach. I love y'all, but I would have been like, okay, maybe next year sometime.
It's like, let's be realistic. But no, that's what we did. We came in, We
I mean, you
learned the
guys
game.
fought your way into the top 6 of the league. That's a testament to like what you were able to accomplish here.
Yeah, it's first time in program history. So I mean, like you
absolutely.
said, it's an achievement for all of us. Sure, we may have lost the game. We made it to the playoffs and lost, but we're the first to get to say, "Hey, we made it to the playoffs."
For sure.
So I think it speaks very loudly from where we started to where we came.
Yeah, and since this Texas A&M team is basically a brand new team, the same thing happened in the example I gave earlier with the League of Legends team. That team wound up going from like ranked, I think, 5th or 6th and barely making it in to winning the whole thing. So we could see something similar here to where we actually lost to the champions.
Yeah.
I don't know that yet. Of course, we'll be watching it, and I'll give you an update on that. But, yeah, I mean, this is clearly a very good team that would be competitive even at the higher levels. So,
yeah.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much, Brock, for being here with us and giving us some insight. And congratulations on, again, I know that this game didn't go the way you wanted it to, but a big accomplishment with this CounterStrike team. Very first semester playing, able to make it into the playoffs. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and call it a night here, but we want to make you aware of some things coming up. We have...
Jamboree.
Well, no, I was actually talking about the Smash Bros. Game. Jamboree is also happening, though, tonight, tomorrow, and is there one Saturday? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you are in the area and you want to come to Jamboree, you definitely are able to do that. I think the tickets are sold out, but you might be able to find some tickets.
You can sneak your way in.
Yeah.
just tell them you have a ticket.
I'm sure FPD loves you, like saying, just sneak onto campus. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But anyway... So we do have a couple more broadcasts to talk about. We've got Monday night, April the 7th. That is going to be Eagles versus Sharks as we take on Miami-Dade College. So Faulkner is going to be fighting against them, and that's going to be a good game because in the last time that we met, we wound up losing that game, but in both rounds, we barely lost it, and the final score wound up being 11-12 and 10-12.
Ooh.
So, like, very close game. Should be a really fun game to watch, and they've been, really preparing for that. So that should be fun. And then immediately after that, we don't know if it'll be here or it'll be there, and we'll announce on the broadcast schedule, like, how that's going to pan out. But we also have another Smash Bros. Game, Smash Bros. White, and that is going to be against ASU. They continue their playoff run, so this will be the second round for both of them. And if they are able to beat this one, because this is the semifinal round, they will be in the finals. So be sure to check us out on Monday to see if Smash Bros. Is going to be able to go to the championship game and play for that. But that is all we have left. Overwatch and Counter-Strike, unfortunately, tonight have been eliminated, so that is, the Smash Bros. Teams are the only ones we have left. We will keep you in the know about that. Check us out on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of the things. We're there if you want updates. So, special thanks to everybody that was helping out with the game tonight. A big thanks to my producer, Cooper Fisher, doing a great job of pushing all the right buttons, and he has new buttons to push, so he was really excited about that. Pushing all the right buttons and keeping us on the air. And thanks, of course, to my broadcast partner and color commentator, Titus King, doing a great job of adding some flavor to the broadcast. I'm your head coach, Caleb Colquitt, and play-by-play announcer saying so long from Regitar USA High-Res Arena. Unfortunately, tonight we end with a score of Texas A&M 2, Faulkner 0. So we will not be continuing our season, but we will see you next year and are looking forward to that in September. And we're also looking forward to that Smash Bros. Game Monday night at 6 p.m. So we will be back with all that coverage when that happens. Until then, stay the course, friends.
The preceding broadcast was an official presentation of Faulkner University. It may not be redistributed without the express written consent of the Faulkner University Athletic Department. Regitar USA High-Res Arena is sponsored by Regitar USA. The national anthem was performed by the Faulkner University Chorus. If you would like to learn more about the Faulkner eSports program, visit our official website at faulknereagles.com or follow us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram for all the latest news and events. Thank you for watching, and soar Eagles!